So about the Jeffrey Epstein suicide, the document dumps this week just blew the official narrative wide open. We have found a major conflict in the files. The FBI logs describe a mysterious flash of orange moving toward Epstein's cell as a possible inmate. But the DOJ's own report claims that same shape was just a guard carrying linen. So we have a conflict here about this orange shape everyone has talked about for some time. Just new coming out of these files. One federal report saying it looked like it could be an inmate approaching his cell. That would support the folks who say he was murdered. Another federal report coming out conflicts its interpretation of the same video. We'll be showing that video later. It says it was just guards carrying linen. Another thing that we have seen in these new releases of Epstein files that suggests an odd circumstance for somebody to kill himself, because we've learned in these files something his own brother has said for a long time. He was in the middle of negotiating release from prison pending his trial, paying a huge bond. If he was about to go home, why would he commit suicide? It's worth asking. See if we can get Katie's microphone on.
I'm back. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Yeah, so you taking a side on suicide watch?
I have total faith that he was murdered.
Is that right? Just
like I think Ivana was murdered. I think she was pushed down the stairs.
Boy, you're going all the way. Okay.
I do. And the reason I say that is because Ivana knew stuff, a lot of stuff. And she threatened to tell people stuff for a long time. In fact, there was a lot. Okay. The only reason I know this is because back in the day, my grandmother used to indulge in People and the National Enquirer. And I remember seeing stuff when he and Ivanka were getting Ivana were getting divorced. And she would say, oh, I know a lot of dirt on him. He can't let me go. He's got to, keep me. Basically, she was a kept woman after they got divorced. You know, and then of course she dies and he buries her on his golf course.
Yeah,
that's the weirdest thing.
The thing is that a lot of people said that was for tax break, and it's like, unfortunately, I checked that, and that is not the case. There was not a tax break for that. It's a great story. It's like we used to say in the newsroom about the story, when we didn't want to. It's too good to check. and so, because so often you'd hear a story and, oh, that sounds like a great story, we got to put that in the paper, but then we got to check it, and then you check it and it doesn't pan out, so it was one of those stories that was too good to check. But there was no tax break for him burying his wife at the golf course. But it's a fun story. It's fun to say, I guess. His brother, Epstein's brother, I was not believing in the murder story on Epstein, and then I started really listening to his brother talk about it, and Mark Epstein, who's kind of an interesting character.
He's an interesting character in all of this.
And he really is, and he never goes on air. I've never seen him on air. I mean on camera. He's always. I guess that's for protection. I wonder. I don't know.
I have seen video of him, but it's been like, I want to say it was over the summer where he was saying, just release the files. And then he started, from Jeffrey's own estate, was releasing emails and notes and things like that. That was the first stuff that was coming out because he was giving it to the Democrats to post.
Yeah.
Because he was like, I want this to be done and over with, and I want these people to get justice. He is all for victims getting justice. So
Well, he's adamant on that he doesn't think his brother committed suicide. But here's an interview he did with Cuomo.
Brother, and just so everybody knows, Mark wasn't part of anything that his brother was doing in this regard. He's never been connected to it. There's never been a suggestion. It's not about that. But Mark, you do not believe what the administration, the Trump administration, is putting out about your brother now. Why?
Well, every time they say something or do something to try to quash the fact that he was most likely murdered, they just put their foot further down their mouth. I mean, for instance, Kash Patel in the congressional hearing, he listed his credentials as a prosecutor and other such things, and he said that it was a suicide. He said, "You know a suicide when you see it." That's basically what he said. So the questions that popped into my mind was, first of all, number one, how many suicides has he seen? Number one.
Yeah.
Two, is he a forensic pathologist? Does he have a medical degree? Does he have a certificate that he passed the CPR course? Does he have a Boy Scout merit badge for first aid? What is he basing his expertise on? Contrast that to Dr. Roman, who was a city pathologist who did the autopsy. She came out of the autopsy and said she couldn't call it a suicide because it looked too much like a homicide. When Kash Patel came out with that statement, I laughed at how stupid it was.
And the other thing that I find persuasive,
You know,
that
from
his
what
brother
you
pointed out
know,
was-
from what you saw,
here's the other.
how close was your brother to Donald Trump?
I didn't want that up yet. I was looking at the other point that he made that is actually come out in this new bunch of documents. So we got two things that came out of the documents that really question the suicide. And one is something that his brother, that Mark Epstein, always talked about, is that he said that he and his lawyers were negotiating a deal to get released, you get out of prison, and
to
that
at least be on like house arrest kind of thing.
yeah, 2 days after he committed suicide, his lawyers were going to have a meeting after a lot of negotiation had already been going on. They were getting ready to have a meeting and to finalize a deal where he would pay a huge bond, and it's unclear what kind of cooperation, but that he was offering cooperation, and that he would be able to go home and, like you say, an ankle bracelet or something. And his brothers always said, why would you commit suicide in that circumstance? Here's the actual excerpt from the document that was just released 2 days ago. This is brand new. And it says in here in this FBI document, FBI met with Epstein's attorneys, who in very general terms discussed the possibility of a resolution and the possibility of defendant's cooperation. See, that goes even further than his brother had said. His brother had said that they were going to do a deal for him to pay a bond and go home. Well, this FBI document that we just got suggests they were making a deal to drop the whole case.
Yep.
For cooperation.
Yep. I think that's what the kid, ever since he died, I said something's not right, because and the thing is, in the Epstein files, they also have pictures of his cell, of his tourniquet, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the noose that he made, it was with parts of his jail uniform. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, when I looked at that, I'm like,
Epstein's death
I
was
hear
quickly
about
ruled a suicide.
all these see, you can see it.
Yeah, there's the CBS footage of the cell. There's the stuff you're talking about there.
Yeah.
That's all the evidence of the bed sheets and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, this is what I'm thinking, okay? Yes, you could, okay, and this is my true crime crap that I research, okay? You can certainly strangle somebody with a scarf or something like that, a bed sheet, things like that. But the thing is, when you look at that, it's only a gentle knot.
Uh-huh.
It's not like how a noose is, where you can like pull it tighter. It's just a knot.
And they never did actually find the noose, which I think is so strange. Because one of the things that I also have learned, I always learn something new when I go back into this story, is they removed the body before investigators ever got there. I mean,
And
I
see,
knew
that's weird to me too.
I knew the crime scene was compromised in all kinds of ways. I didn't know they actually removed his body before any investigators got there.
See, and that's fishy. That's fishy, fishy. Fishy, fishy.
And then, what we gotta remember is whose administration was this? It was Donald Trump's administration.
It
That this was
was.
all happening in. So,
And the thing is with the Epstein files, and this is just another thing that came out of the Epstein files recently, is that Donald Trump has said that he didn't have anything to do with Jeffrey Epstein for years. Okay.
yeah.
Why is there an email talking about, I'm going to meet with Don Jr. for coffee one day
Oh, really?
in 2018?
Yeah.
Isn't that a little fishy?
Well, I mean, after and Epstein had some emails talking about going to Mar-a-Lago.
Yep.
Actually, during the first term, well, the
Mhm.
inauguration period, Thanksgiving, I think it was, which was long after Trump had said they broke off relations.
Right. But also, I mean, the man said he didn't know Jeffrey Epstein and everything. And then, why lie about it? Like, why lie? Just why lie?
He doesn't know what else to do.
Mm,
That's his nature.
it is, but still, it's just unfortunate.
Well, let's
Just
see what we got
unfortunate.
here. See what we got here. We got what, 47 people in the room. And where are y'all? Nobody talking.
Because we're
Have I got the comments turned on? Or
yeah, you got to make sure of that.
oh, what were we going to do? We were going to check out. You said Crockett was going to be on Don Lemon.
Yeah, I don't know if she's on there yet. I didn't look.
But the this whole suicide watch business is under the radar of all the more salacious stuff. But ultimately, if they actually start investigating who made some of these decisions and how that was all handled, and it's going to raise a lot of questions about whether they offed him, on the eve of his deal to cooperate. I don't see how you can avoid connecting those dots. I mean, even you don't have to be a conspiracy nut to connect those dots.
Well, and
that takes it to a whole new place, seems to me.
The thing is that I don't know how, I'm going to be honest, I don't know how he would have gotten, unless the deal was that he needed to implicate other people that were involved, and that's how he could get a house arrest, and that's why he was murdered.
Yeah.
Maybe that information was leaked and someone didn't want to get out that they diddled people and all that jazz. I mean, we could speculate wildly about it, but we will never know the real answer unless someone comes forward.
There's so many people involved that it's like I always thought about the Kennedy assassination. You just thought,
yes,
someday there were so many people. If it was really a conspiracy, somebody would have come forward, and I have gotten a few things, but nothing that was really
nothing substantial. That's like smoking gun. But the thing is, and I'm going to say it forever and ever, amen. If we would just believe victims, this would not be such a big deal. We would have had it taken care of, gotten the names from them as to who participated, and go with it. And I hate saying it, the statute of limitations on obviously sexual assault has probably passed by now. It depends on what state. But state laws are all wonky about sexual assault. What am I trying to say? They're all wonky on not being able to do charges. I mean, that's part of the reason why, like, the Golden State Killer, he was the East Area rapist for several years, where he had over 50 victims. And those 50 victims, statute of limitations was only 3 years in the 70s. So when they came in 2019, when he was put on trial, they couldn't charge him with any of the sexual assaults that he did.
Uh-huh.
And then right after that, California changed the limit. So I think it's up to 15 years, because there's people who have, suppressed memories and such because they've disassociated from the situation that happened. You're right.
You going to do your true crime podcast? You talked about that.
I've been working on it.
I think that'd be. Had you seen Ashley Banfield's?
Yes,
I think
I
I sent
watched
that
that
to
the
you the
other
other
night.
day. Yeah.
She has it on YouTube, and she has it normally.
Because, man, this is the ultimate true crime story.
It is. And someday I will tell it, but I'm not going to until it's all laid out. Aw. I just looked down. My puppy's sleeping right next to my foot. I'm going to kick her if I move it. I agree, Nanya. There should be no statute of limitations.
Nunya. There should be no statute of limitations. What do you mean sexual deviance? Wait a second. Deviance?
That includes sexual assault. Deviance also refers to, like, groping or touching people without consent, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Nunya, where are you? Where are you? Tell us where you are. I forgot to close my door to keep my husband's next door working. Oh, I just remembered something I saved for you. I got something funny here from Charlie Kirk talking about your pal Nikki. You've been focused on Nikki.
Oh no, and, I've turned her off. I never want to listen to her ever again.
Yeah, but this is him. I caught this on TikTok or YouTube or something. Get that going.
I mean, Nicki Minaj. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Several months later.
Stupid how? You a stupid how? You a stupid how? You a stupid how?
And now she's the darling of MAGA.
Ugh, gross.
Get him.
I mean, Nicki Minaj. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
Several months later.
Stupid how? You a stupid how? You a stupid how? You a stupid how?
To the devil. But also, I have to say this. Is it also a PR stunt?
Well, didn't you say she got a gold card?
She did. But I'm wondering if part of this, we know that she's going to try and get her brother and her husband pardoned. We know that's probably
wait
the
a
main
second.
goal.
Now I'm not up to speed on this.
Oh, her husband
Well.
is in jail for sexual assault.
Oh, really?
And her brother's in jail because
But are they federal cases?
child against crimes against children. Her brother's in for, if you know what I mean.
I did not know about that part.
Yeah. So there's that, but then also people are talking about her again. No one's been talking about Nicki Minaj because she doesn't have anything that was good or new or anything like that. And
Yeah,
so
I had seen that her career was faltering.
and she's losing money. She had to sell houses. So I think she thought that, by doing this, something's going to change. Well, honey, you lost a lot of fans. Lots of fans are like, nope, we can't stand by that. So it is what it is. But something happened in Minnesota yesterday.
Oh, good. What we need to do? We need to scoop on that.
Okay. So remember about a month ago, that guy, that right-wing January 6er, Jake Lang came to Minnesota and we ran him out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's
That's
back.
They chased him down the street, didn't they?
Yep. He's back. And yesterday, the veterans had put up protest ice sculpture on the steps of the Capitol, which they were allowed to do. They got clearance for it, permit. It was allowed. Okay. So they have this beautiful ice sculpture. It was revealed yesterday morning, and Jake Lang went and ripped it apart.
Oh, really?
Yes. Let me find it for you. Hold on. He is just a peach. I'm trying to find. Oh, here it is. He taped it, and yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay.
In a private chat.
We support you. We support ICE. Our country was
made for Jake Lang.
Somalis.
Yep. So it says prosecute ICE. He's a bit out of breath when he's doing it, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
Go ICE, baby. America first. America only.
President Trump, he started posting that all
ICE.
over.
Our country was made for Americans,
Ramsey
not for
County came and arrested him. He is in jail right now.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's clickbait. That's what
it is. But the best part of this is that
ICE, baby.
it's considered larceny because they said that he did $6,000 worth of damage. Sure. He has an arraignment today. And then everybody's kind of hoping that they keep him in custody because he doesn't live here. So he is a flight risk, number one. Number two, grand larceny is over $6,000. So technically, they're state charges. Guess who can't pardon you now, buddy?
Yeah.
So,
they've got so many, influencers now. They're trying to come up with ways to get attention from them. Mm-hmm. What I find interesting about the whole MAGA echo sphere is there's a real change going on. There's a real struggle for dominance. I mean, there's a lot of the the Brett Barts are kind of falling away, and some of the others, and there's they got all these young Turks coming up, and ever since Kirk and basically Tucker Carlson and Kirk's dead, and Tucker Carlson's just kind of gone, and there's a vacuum there, and you can see a lot of these younger guys buying for that role, and it's quite a battle, but it's also all the way to the top. I mean, who's going to be the nominee in Republican Party?
Well, we know it's going to. Well, we know from the White House it's going to be Vance. And he's dumber than a box of rocks. So,
except that I don't think Susie Wiles is on board for Vance as the nominee.
oh, I don't think she will be. But the thing
And,
is, she'll do whatever Trump tells her to do.
she's pushing Rubio.
Rubio, I think, would be a better choice. And but at the same time, I have to say it. Rubio is such a flip flopper. He's, I don't think he could follow the mega agenda.
Now, all right, Mike Oxby, you got that one wrong.
Yeah.
That is because I'm trying to remember now how that went, but there was no connection there. They didn't deliberately set it on Easter Sunday just for the. Oh well, I guess we could.
Wasn't it?
Go ahead.
Wasn't it just it was the day? It was like the number of the day, and it just so happened to land on Easter. You know,
Right.
Easter changes every year. It's not like Christmas where it's on the 25th of every month.
Oh, Opal's on
Opal.
board. Opal, stop watching Fox, Pool. I mean, Mike, you're gonna make me go look this up. You want me to look it up? I'll look it up. All right. Was LGBTQ day LGBT? I never get those right.
LGBTQIA.
Deliberately set for Easter Sunday. Do I have that on the screen? Anyway, let's go.
I can see it.
I'm gonna go to fast for this, so we don't have to wait too long.
Okay.
All right. All right, we're asking Gemini AI. It is a common point of confusion because of the timing in 2024, but the short answer is no. The date for Transgender Day of Visibility was not deliberately set to conflict with Easter. It was a pure calendar coincidence.
Yep.
So nice try there, Mike. He probably just wrote it. He probably just pasted in his little bumper sticker and took off anyway. So.
He said, which administration was caught with cocaine in the White House?
Mm-hmm. Every day should be a day. Just make sure Mike built down.
Oh my gosh, that would make Mike Johnson just fall apart.
Yeah.
We know he has a secret Grindr account. Just saying. We know he does.
Now I had up here. Here it is again. Okay, we were going to get into what Trump posted here, turning Michelle and Obama into monkeys.
Not cool.
Who is it? This is I forget this guy's name. Who's
Dean Withers?
Dean. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
And Cory Booker reposted it.
This is one of the most explicit and historically dangerous racial tropes. It's been used for hundreds of years in anti-Black propaganda, slavery-era cartoons, and segregationist rhetoric to attempt to rationalize or justify the exclusion and abuse of Black people. This is absolutely fucking disgusting. Just when you thought that Trump couldn't go lower, he did. The President of the United States of America is now posting racist photos depicting Black people as apes.
Where was the photo?
Breaking news, Donald
he showed it.
Obscenely racist photo of former President and First Lady Barack and Michelle Obama.
They'll show it.
Well, I don't really
This
want
photo
to see
depicts
it anyway.
them as literal monkeys, apes, because of the color of their skin. They're Black people.
Yeah, I knew about that. That's great.
Video and this image.
There's the picture.
Obama as monkeys by photoshopping their faces on top of monkeys. This isn't just offensive.
I agree with you, Opal.
Isn't that delightful?
And Nunya. No. Dean is wonderful. I love Dean and Parker. I watch them all the time. They are really an inspiration. Also, Santana is awesome. I'm trying to think of all the other ones. I listen to so many. There's Politics. He's really good. I mean, there's a lot of people that are starting to do this. And the interesting thing is that, like when I watch Dean and Parker as of recently, it's hard for them to find people that want to debate with them.
Oh, really?
It's a lot of trolls and stuff. But no, I mean, like they literally, it takes forever sometimes. Like the other day, it took Dean like 35 minutes to find somebody who would actually debate him for real. He's a good kid. Sorry, I have to call him a kid because he's only 21. So
who's saying we didn't have a problem with Dean? What is Nunya talking about? Oh, I see.
We like Dean.
Yeah.
Dean's okay. Dean's good. Dean is good.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly, Opal.
So
And there's a lot of people
this
that...
is
go
this
ahead.
is new right out of Massachusetts. We got another governor taking on the administration. That's we're now, if you count National Guard, look at all these Democrat governors who are taking on the administration on either National Guard or ICE. You got you got in Illinois, you got the governor of Maine ran ICE out, and you got Waltz and the mayor taking on in Minnesota, and also out in Portland, and when they end up in court, they're all winning too. So I mean, it's nice to see a lot of these governors standing up to the administration. That's good to see. This
it is, but the problem is that all these laws that federal judges are making, they can't. They're not keeping up with the laws, and they're not instituting them within ICE. So.
And we got 2 weeks to do something about the funding on Capitol Hill. They've set it up so that it expires in 2 weeks if they don't make a deal on making some reforms in ICE. People need to start pressuring the Democrats. There are about 5 of them that if they hold firm, they can prevent the funding for ICE from passing. So I don't know if a lot of the protesters out there are focused on that, but it's
no, they are.
They got 2 weeks to do something if they can. Nunya, we've never had a president be so disgusting to his American people. No class, he's just trash. He isn't eloquent. He isn't classy. He isn't anything. Well, we got to do something about it, though, Nunya. And one way is to get the House and Senate and impeach him. What do you think about that? Do you think we should impeach him again if we get the Congress back?
But the thing is, impeaching almost does nothing. Like they have to do more. He has to be arrested, which he purposely had it done so he can't be prosecuted with anything while he's president. And it was only for him.
Yeah.
Gross.
Well, here's the thing. The numbers are. I think the House is far gone. I mean, I don't think there's any chance the Republicans keep the House, but now they're getting worried about the Senate. They've got their own polling that's got them all worried.
And they should be worried.
This is where it matters. This is where it all matters. All this protest and everything. We got to get out. We got to convert. It's like they call it in the online world, converting subscribers. How do you convert viewers into subscribers? We got to convert protesters into voters. And
that, and then like Status Quo just did an interview with a protester the other day that said he voted for Trump twice. Third time he didn't even vote because he didn't know what to do. Which, dude, you vote for the other side. I'm sorry, that's how it works. But anyway, he said after he said, with Renee Good's killing, he thought that was a little bit more like, okay, a one-off thing. But he said, once I saw Alex Preddy murdered in the street, that was my turning point. I will never vote for him again. He should be out of office. And that's why we're here. And he said, believe it or not, there's a lot of Republicans that voted for Trump that are now here protesting his regime.
Yep. I really do think they hit a tipping point. I think Renee and pretty. I think that was a
do we have to explain to Mike how women can become mothers? There's lots of ways. You can adopt, you can do in vitro fertilization. Also, she was married. She was married twice. Her first husband lives in Colorado, where he has the custody of 2 of her children, her older children that decided they wanted to live with him. And then she was married to a serviceman who died in 2023. And she then married a woman. And she had a baby with also the second husband. So, women can also be bisexual as well. And can have children with men and also be with a woman. So until you understand biology, maybe you should take like a biology course. They have lots of them at community colleges. Just go there and take the biology of women, find out how we work. Maybe that will help you.
Mike, you're just ignorant, or you're just a fool. But
I hate when men think that they know everything about women's bodies and how we work. It drives me banana sandwich.
Mike is mad at a woman. You guys.
Not wrong. Anywho. But yeah, Trump went on a parade of tweets last night. He's just going off the rails. And the thing is that there's his strong base that will turn a cheek to everything and anything he says and just say, yep, officer in chief, thanks. We got this. We'll just keep doing your dirty work. That's fine. And then there's people that are actually saying, this is wrong. This is not how it's supposed to be. So we just have to get more people seeing that's the case.
It's like, Frank, how do you know? And I mean, why do y'all make up stuff like this? I mean, there's so many things to talk about that are
He's trying to bait.
Yeah. I don't know why I pay attention to these people. I'm just curious what makes them tick, I guess. It's the same reason I watch all the rallies and
I know.
Rallies and Fox News and all that kind of stuff.
Teach her to be a mother and say, oh God. I can't, and I just, the brain cells that are just disintegrating out of their brains as they talk.
Well, now let's get back to the 38,000. You know what?
Yes.
When you brought up the 38,000 yesterday, I had not heard that.
Oh,
and
well,
when
there
you
you go.
said it, when you said it, I thought, I checked and I had not seen the New York Times story that surfaced that number. And so I did a deep dive here in our briefs about it. And what the story is they've tried to discount it, saying, well, it's 38,000 mentions, but it's only 5,300 documents.
Oh my God, that doesn't make any better.
As if that makes any difference, So anyway, New York Times went through the most recent release, and they had a pretty sophisticated tool for finding mentions of Trump, and there were 38,000 in the latest release. So we're now at a number of at least, and of course we got to remember there's another 1 million or 2 million or so documents that haven't been released. So we don't know how many more, but we are now at a point of about 38,000 Trump mentions in the Epstein files, which is why we had fun yesterday with the notion that let's call them the Trump files instead of the Epstein files. and so
lots of people.
So spread it across 5,300 documents. Okay, all right, there's that. All right, now, then when you get into that 38,000, okay, a lot of them, most of them are actually the Google alert pile. So it's the number, that's what gets it to 38,000. So a lot of them are news clippings, Google alerts, articles. It turns out Epstein, weirdly, was hoarding clips about Trump. I'll let them. We can discount. We can say, okay, has nothing to do with Trump. For some reason, Epstein was hoarding, but we still get it. And then a lot of them were like gossip, and where Epstein and others were gossiping about Trump and talking about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
But then you do get down to some that are all these unverified tips that are part of the list, and these are the raw reports, and then you have victim interviews that are also in there where they talk about this one was interesting, where victims mention Trump at properties or interacting with him. They talk about that. Those are more direct. And then you have flight logs and logistics. Those are more direct. And then you get down to some of these tips that they got, and some of the details of things that people called in. And what I find interesting about these FBI tips is, the DOJ said, well, these are all uncorroborated, but there's no evidence they tried to cooperate. They investigated any of this. So it's like, yeah, you could say that they weren't corroborated because you got these tips about Trump. This one that said, the victim, this was a victim statement. A victim said that upon presenting her to Trump, Epstein said, "This is a good one, huh?" This was a victim talking here. But then you have anonymous tips. That one wasn't anonymous. You have some anonymous tips that are in there. So there aren't 38,000 mentions that directly involve him in any of the Epstein adventures or anything, but there are plenty that do, and a lot of their tips. So anyway, here we got down to this. This was our video yesterday where we got down to it. With all those mentions, we can call it the Trump files. We're really rolling in here. Release the Trump files.
Yes. We're not calling them the Epstein files anymore.
Oh, we're calling them the Trump files. I like that.
Because he's in the files 38,000 times. Yeah. And like you said, it's only like 5,000 pages.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there from what I understand, is that at least this is what Midas Touch said, is that there's more files that need to be released that haven't been yet. And I'm guessing they haven't been released yet because of the backlash of the redactions. I'm assuming. I mean, there was a public photo that we've seen a million times of Trump with Melania, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Jeffrey Epstein. And for some reason, Melania's face was blacked out, was redacted. Like, it's the weirdest things.
Well, yeah, there's a picture of she and what's her name, Ghislaine, hugging, and then three young girls next to them, and all of their faces are redacted. That's kind of a wild picture. Oh, done gone's in the house.
Yeah,
done gone. We're done gone. Yeah, done gone's a Midas fan, aren't you? I think
I love Midas. They're great.
Yeah, I think so, Tom. I can't imagine what. I've actually been curious for the specifics, what they use, what tools they use to actually do the redaction. That must be a job. That must be a tough job, having to actually do all those. You mentioned the Miss Universe pageant. Those pageants, that's another part of the story that.
Yeah. Those stories have been corroborated from participants.
Where he'd go in the dressing rooms.
Trump even said, I would go in, and they were naked. And they were underage. One girl who was 18 at the time said that she was in there changing, and there were other kids, other 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old girls that were changing clothes, and he would just walk in and be like, oh, nothing I haven't seen before, which is creepy to begin with.
Yeah.
And don't forget, I can just grab them by the whatever
Still don't see Crockett. You said Crockett was going to be on.
Yeah, he said that Jasmine Crockett was going to join them, but I don't think it's time yet. His streams sometimes go on for hours, so
Was that
who
right?
knows? Yeah,
Yeah, I know a lot of people do that. I said, we're up to. We just crossed 300 souls. We got. Oh, that reminds me. Actually, we had a bit of a milestone here. Did I say that? Did I pull that?
Yeah, so we can put people like you
we just
in them.
Just yesterday crossed 7,200 subscribers. We've added 3,000 subscribers since we started the podcast.
Woohoo!
We just crossed that yesterday.
And we'll keep going. Yep.
And done gone nice. Got some of our. This is interesting. On here, you look at these videos. I forgot something. You see, I don't know if you can see this one on the left here. These are just the recent shorts that we've done. From our live streams, and that one on the left, top left there. Epstein says his final night. I forgot something about YouTube that I back a while ago when I did a video about the Epstein suicide debate. You can't put the word suicide.
Yes, you cannot.
In the title or a thumbnail, an image, or YouTube.
You have to say unalived, or what was the other term?
I knew that, and I forgot. And so this morning when I put this one up, this one actually says Epstein suicide ? But I caught it too late because you can see down here, see where it's only got 16 views.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
One of them is me.
Jeffrey Epstein suicide. The document this week just blew the official narrative wide open.
Epstein's body was removed before investigators arrived.
We have found a major conflict in the files. Mysterious flash of orange moving toward Epstein's cell as a possible inmate. We've learned in these files he was in the middle of negotiating release from prison pending his trial. More on this in our chat room. To Jeff. It's funny when I play. There it is. I have to go find it again. Now, could you hear that in the background just now? Because when I switched the stage to this page, could you hear me continue? This is another housekeeping question. Could you continue to hear me talking when I flip to this page right here? Katie, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
sorry, I was taking a drink of water.
Because when I flipped to this page right here, the video was still playing, but I'm curious if you could still hear it on air. You could hear it. Because I don't want that to happen, and I haven't figured out how to. When you switch to something else, anyway. I'm nerding out for a minute. I'm still learning all the technology here, and there's a few things that confuse me.
And that's okay. Technology is something we all have to learn at some point. So,
well, and the glitches make us available.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
What else was I going to get into? Let's see. We had. Let's see. Well, Don Lemon still doesn't have Crockett on yet.
I know. He said Jasmine Crockett would be on, and I was like, I want to hear Jasmine Crockett go off on a tangent. I love listening to her do that.
Well, let's see what they're talking about.
The left can't take a joke. And people don't even understand that it's just a comedy. It's just a meme, right? But what we actually have to understand is that they've been desensitizing their base for a really, really long time.
Yep.
You don't get here without, as Senator said just a few moments ago, you don't get here without the scientific racism that Elon Musk has reposted and retweeted on his platform continuously, often framed
I
with
gotta wonder.
These black people have low IQs,
I know what
and
I
that
can
they
do.
will
When I'm
compare
done
the
with the
low
video,
IQ, quote unquote, of black people to that of
ahead
animals.
and mute it, and then that way, while I go to when I move on to something else, it doesn't play in the back. Okay, I just solved that problem.
Yay!
Anyway, I wonder how much money they made Don Lemon by arresting him. Because you said he's charging a monthly fee or something for his site or for
he
VIP
does.
members. I wonder. I'd love to know. He'll probably talk about it. I wonder how many subscriptions he's sold since they arrested him. I bet that was a big boost.
I think a lot of people did. Like I said, I got gifted one out of nowhere. I wasn't even like watching his show. It was the weirdest thing ever. I just got an email. Oh, by the way, you are now a member of the Don Lemon Show. And I was like, okay, sure. Let me see. Who do subscribe is different. Where's my subscription? Oh, I have quite a few of them.
I was hoping one of our commenters would get. Of course, we haven't been talking about immigration too much today, but I was hoping one of our commenters would get into this. We're against arrested criminals, because I found what you were talking about yesterday. I found this report about this on how most of the ICE detainees have no criminal record.
Your claim is that 92% of ICE's detention growth comes from people with no criminal convictions.
This is data that comes from ICE itself. One of the elegant parts about this is not me with my opinion. This is the data that they're publishing publicly, which is helpful. So we've seen a growth of about 11,000, a little over 11,000 people in detention between the end of September and January. And what the data shows really convincingly is that a little more than 8,000 of that 11,000 bed growth over the last 3 months has come from people with no criminal history whatsoever in ICE's records. A little over 2,000 comes from people who do have pending criminal charges, but those are not criminal convictions. And the smallest number, like you said, about 900 come from people who have criminal convictions.
So the thing is, that's actual ICE numbers he's using from them.
Right.
that the vast majority of the people they're detaining have no criminal record. Now, I know people are going to respond and say, well, if they came here illegal, that means they're criminals, but okay, fine. But
I agree with Opal. If it's an actual felony and they are convicted on that felony, yeah, deport them for sure. But when it's people that are getting a traffic ticket or a small misdemeanor, something like that, where it could be done with community service or something like that, then it makes no sense, especially if they're still putting back into the community.
And the thing we've talked about before is a lot of these people came here legally on green cards that expired. And when you get into the details, and we made it more and more difficult for them to get extensions. And if they don't have at least 5,000, I've seen as high as 15,000 just to get an attorney to take your case to extend a green card. And the waiting times are 6 months longer. That's a lot of these folks who end up here illegally, came here legally, and just cannot get through the system or afford it to extend their green card. So that's a lot of these folks.
It is. And then you have people like the Ramos family, Liam and his dad, where they want to appeal and put them back in ICE detention. They are here pending their asylum case. Like, they went through the proper channels. They have a lawyer. They have all that stuff. They're going through the process of becoming citizens.
Yeah.
And why are we wanting to throw them in jail because it's not done yet? That's not fair. It's not right. It's not fair. It's not the due process they should be allowed.
And the other clip I'm going to keep on hand when we need them in the future is on taxes. This has always been a pet peeve of mine, is to talk about how what immigrants actually. People are always saying, you know, they're sucking up all the money from our benefits and all that. But I mean, here's the real. This is Cato Institute, which is pretty responsible on their research.
Immigrants aren't sucking us dry. Every year from 1994 to 2023, immigrants paid more in taxes than they received in benefits by a combined $14.5 trillion, reducing the deficits by 1/3 during that period. If you want to hear more about this, check out my work at cato.org.
People don't want to believe that, and so that's why I went out and found some research there that just takes 30 seconds to say it. They pay more in than they take out. That's the story, and that's the facts. And people can believe anything else they want, but that's the truth.
Right. Oh, well, just to forewarn you, I will not be here tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I'll listen in the car. We're gonna my husband and I decided that we are, yes, my husband, for those of you that said I was a lesbian earlier.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So my husband and I have decided we're going to redo several of the rooms in our house. So we're gonna make our rounds to all the Home Depot, you know, Menards, stuff like that, and get flooring samples and paint samples and stuff like that. We've decided to go gun ho on changing up our house. So
wow,
and we get to tag our little man along with us. So
well, I assume you're not going to start that until the weather gets better.
No, it's inside, all inside stuff. We can do that, no problem.
Oh, but you still got to.
This is Minnesota. This is Minnesota. We do things all year.
You got to go outside to get stuff. I haven't left the house.
But you know what? I have to say this. Our temperatures are getting better. Like today, right now it's 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's heat wave. We're gonna see socks and sandals today. Shorts and socks and sandals.
Oh. Well, you go out and get it. So we're winding up today with, let's see, we got 351 souls we're saving in the house right now.
I don't know if we're saving. We might be driving people crazy.
We're saving souls. and speaking of that, I'm gonna wind up with some Shakespeare. We're gonna do some Shakespeare to wind up. We got Ian McKellen doing Thomas More's speech. 400 years ago, they were screaming about immigrants in England. 400 years ago, the masses were rioting in England against the immigrants, and it got Shakespeare's attention, and he put it in his play with Thomas More speaking to the crowd. And this is 4 minutes of Ian McKellen doing some Shakespeare. We'll see. Well, I have a feeling that 350 people we just saw is going to drop real fast. When I start,
we need to have that rotary phone video on like backup when we want to get rid of the trolls. We need to have that like on deck.
All right. Okay. Well, you guys have fun going to get your home remodeling supplies.
Oh yes. Well, my husband's colorblind, so like he picked stuff out, and I went no. So.
And Opal, always good to see you in the house. We still would love to see you over on trailmix.cc and where you can get it in the comments there. But anyway, if y'all can stand it, I'm going to subject you to 4 minutes of Shakespeare. Here we go.
It's all happening 400 years ago, and in London there's a riot happening. There's a mob out in the streets, and they're complaining about the presence of strangers in London, by which they mean the recent immigrants who've arrived there. And they're shouting the odds and complaining and saying that the immigrants should be sent back home, wherever they came from. And the authorities send out this young lawyer, Thomas More, to put down the riot, which he does in two ways. One, by saying that you can't riot like this, it's against the law, so shut up, be quiet. And also, being by Shakespeare, with an appeal to their humanity. So in order to set it up, we really need somebody to shout that the strangers should be removed. Could someone do that? Grant them removed. And grant that this your noise hath chid down all the majesty of England. Imagine that you see the wretched strangers, their babies at their backs, with their poor luggage, plodding to the ports and coasts for transportation. And that you sit as kings in your desires, authority quite silenced by your brawl, and you in ruff of your opinions clothed. What had you got? I'll tell you. You had taught how insolence and strong hands should prevail, how order should be quelled. And by this pattern not one of you should live an aged man, for other ruffians, as their fancies wrought, with self-same hand, self-reason, and self-right, would shark on you, and men like ravenous fishes feed on one another. You'll put down strangers, kill them, cut their throats, possess their houses. Oh, desperate as you are, wash your foul minds with tears. And those same hands that you, like rebels, lift against the peace, lift up for peace. And your unreverent knees, make them your feet to kneel to be forgiven. And say now the king, as he is clement, if the offender mourn, should so much come too short of your great trespasses, but to banish you. Whither would you go? What country, by the nature of your error, should give you harbor? Go you to France, or Flanders, to any German province, Spain or Portugal, nay, anywhere that not adheres to England? Why? You must needs be strangers. Would you be pleased to find a nation of such barbarous temper that breaking out in hideous violence would not afford you an abode on earth? Whet their detested knives against your throats, spurn you like dogs, and like as if that God owned not, nor made not you, nor that the elements were not all appropriate to your comforts, but chartered unto them. What would you think to be thus used? This is the stranger's case, and this your mountainish inhumanity. William Shakespeare, 400 years ago.